All right, guys, Honey Jefe here. It's February the 20th, 2026. It's 4:25. This is my recap. I didn't really do a work through because all I did today was just go through and pick up empty jars so I could take them to the next bee yard. I didn't really pop the tops except for the second one. I'm right here in the, gosh, let me do this. I really don't want to get stung here. So this one over here, the second one from the right, I popped that top, and I'll go into that just for a second here. But outside of that, I consolidated the jars that I could, obviously within the same hive. I probably pulled up 9 or more, well, hold on, actually 12, 13 jars to use for my next couple of apiaries. I think I'll be able to get enough out of there. We'll see. I can go buy some more jars though. I got enough feeders now that I can use for 40 or 50 more boxes. Anyway, these suckers, these cows followed me thinking I was going to have food for them. And I don't mind them being around, but I know they're following me because they were all happy at the gate. And so what that means is I have to be more aware and more alert, because these guys will sneak up right behind, get right behind you and brush against you while you're like in the bee yard, messing, getting elbows deep in the beehive. So it makes me nervous, and it kind of frustrates me a little bit, but that's just cows. I'm okay with it. And just so anyway, so how many hives have treatment left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 hives out of the 12 here that have some treatment left. Most of them are about at least halfway done. Out of the 5, 2 of them are more than halfway. 3 of them are more than halfway done. One's about 85% done. The other 2 out of the 5 are a little bit over. They have more than halfway to go. So anyway, back to this hive over here. What I should have done is check the frames in the top box when I thought it might be a dead out. That's one of the hives that was knocked over. When I picked it up, I gave it a couple of days for everything just to kind of get reacclimated and settled. So when I checked it the other day, the top box had just a few bees. I thought, oh, this is another, abscon. Wasn't any dead bees really that I could see. So, but then I popped that top, there was a small cluster in the bottom box. And I said, well, I'll just go ahead and give it a chance. I'm not going to dig down in there. But it was a pretty good little cluster on 2 or 3 frames in that bottom box. And so I felt like I'm going to give them a fighting chance. I'm going to go ahead and give them the full treatment for Norroa. Who knows? I don't think there's a lot of bees out there foraging, to come back and fill both boxes up, but who knows? So I gave it the full dose, and all of the Norroa, when I came back today, is gone. Where you see these other hives or not. So today, when I popped the top, no bees in the top still. I was going to break it down to a single deep brood box. There's still a cluster in there. I thought it would just be easier just for them to maintain that. Well, I wanted to look at some frames in the top box before I completely took it away. And when I did that, I saw there was quite a bit of nectar up in there. And I think nectar could have been the sugar water or the syrup or whatever from the Norroa treatment stored up there, which is perfectly fine, so I decided just to leave it. Kind of wish that I just would have broken it down earlier. That way all of that would have been stored in the bottom box. However, I'm just going to stick with it. I don't think I have to worry too much about having too much space right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm just being optimistic. I'm usually I joke about being optimistic, you know, being the forever optimist. I'm actually just the opposite. But I just want to give them a fighting chance. But yeah, so where I'm going is I just should have broken that down and then gave it maybe a full dose treatment for a single deep root box, which just would have been 1 liter or 2 bags. Now it's got 4 bags in there, and it's probably got a probably not even the full nuke size worth of bees in there. But I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna be all right with it. Drive around the back here. And this weekend I was going to come back here, work on this fence, but I need to treat the other apiaries before it gets too cold and give these guys a chance, or give the bees and the other apiaries a chance to take up as much of the Norroa sugar water as they can before it gets too cold and they can't leave the cluster to go and get syrup from the internal feeder or from the jar. I mean, bees, once they get in that cluster, they get too cold, they're not going to go down and search other frames for food 2 or 3 frames over, which is where the internal frames would be. The internal frames are going to be on the ends, and the bees can still freeze to death with them leaving an internal feeder full of syrup. And same with the jar. I mean, I think I have plenty of time to get them to take it, but if I wait too much longer, we're going to have another cold snap in here, and they're not going to have enough time to get it up if I wait too much longer. Anyway, but I need to do that before I come back here and fix this fence, because the fence I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do some problem solving here, get it taken care of. I picked up a few boxes. That's why I want to drive around the back. I picked up a few boxes here. I'll take a few more of those home next time I come back, maybe 3 or 4 of them. Next weekend I'd like to start waxing my boxes if I can. That's another reason that I want to get this taken care of as quick as I can. It's all right, guys, I'm just kind of rambling on. It's been 8 minutes. Appreciate the views that I get when I get them. This is not about how to do stuff. It's just kind of watch and see how I'm doing it, and if you're interested in beekeeping, you know, there's a lot better content out there, but not a lot better content when you're watching people make mistakes. And that's where I think some people learn the most. And that's what I'm good at doing. All right, guys, Honey Jefe here. It's Honey with a J. That's Jeff with a 1 F between 2 E's. It's Honey Jefe. Go to honeyjefe.com. This is my office.